Just wrapped up some morning calls, headed to the jiu-jitsu gym to get in some rolls and get in some sandbag work too, specifically some strength work, and then headed to the range to retest the workout that we did last week, that 30-minute. We're about to retest it today, so. Remember back in the day, there was those 10 general physical skills of CrossFit, right? Like, where are you across all skills? Well, if your fitness is up here, maybe you actually don't need to work as much there. Maybe you need to work on these other skills, like combatives, like, first aid capabilities, whatever. And that's what I like to think about is like, if there are all these life skills across here, which ones am I thriving at? Which ones am I really deficient at? And then how do I raise the deficiency meter up here? You've got to maintain your baseline of fitness for everything. But then looking at other skills and then working your way up, I think is key. Just running through a quick EMOM with some bent over row, some floor press, and just some carries. Stuff that I think is good for jiu-jitsu, but also is great for just like grunt work, man. Just tough stuff, hard stuff, makes you stronger. And the tempo, if you don't have a ton of weight, you always incorporate a tempo. The simplest way to think about it, strength training, is that you want to create an adaptation. And adaptation comes from stressing the system. And so when you're time under tension like this, it's a really good way just to stimulate the muscle and get that growth you're looking for, because your body says, oh shit, that was hard. I don't want it to be that hard next time. So it gets stronger. And if you're not incorporating external loads, like a sandbag, like a barbell, like a dumbbell, I think you're missing out. All right, so just start off my day with that nice strength piece. Now it's time to hit some rolls, and then we go to the range, and that's where it's time to really lock it down and hit that AMRAP and see if I can beat my previous time. I think at my journey right now, I get more out of that because it's hard for me to look for different gateways when I'm like really struggling. Here it's like, okay, what are my 3 gateways I could do when I'm here? So just left jiu-jitsu on our way to the shooting range right now, and we are retesting one of the toughest workouts I've ever done. Needless to say, I'm not quite looking forward to it, but at the same time, I am. I am because I want to get comfortable with that uncomfortable, and I want to be able to build my confidence. With a week or 2 left before a competition, you're not really going to get any fitter. You're probably not even going to really get any better. But what you can get is just refine those little things that build your confidence to let you know that when you show up, you're feeling good and you're feeling right and you're ready to go compete. We were talking earlier about these different skills that you could acquire. At some point, it becomes too much, right? There's too many skills you want to try and learn. You got to kind of balance it down. But I think what's important is balancing acquiring new skills with being complacent. So you don't want to be complacent. You want to learn new skills. But at the same time, you want to identify skills you want to learn that you actually are passionate about, because otherwise it'll just feel like a grind. If you're not interested in learning that skill at this point in your life, maybe a couple of years from now you will, but right now find the things that inspire you and fire you up, and then go learn those things is the first step, and then you move on to the next step. For me, it was jiu-jitsu, then tactical games, and now next step will be total archery challenge. So we're repeating the 30-minute AMRAP. This one's gonna be a 400-meter run. You're gonna come in, you're gonna hit your 30 lunges, 20 deadlifts, 10 burpees, and then 5 thrusters. You're then gonna get 10 rounds with rifle. In this case, we're gonna go 300 yards. Last week we went 25 yards, but to a smaller target. And then we're also this week gonna do 7 rounds with a pistol from 50 yards to a little bit of a bigger target. Last week, got to do it with a bunch of guys. It was badass. This week, basically me rolling solo unless I can convince Anthony to run a little bit with me. And then we're doing a little bit longer targets here. And we're doing that because, you know, I'm a week out from the tactical games and I want to make sure that I'm getting that longer range as well. Let's dial it up a little bit, go a little bit longer range and get out right after it.
Hit. Hit. Hit.
That was hard. Super hard. Really hard for me to control my breath on the 300s. I thought overall, man, like my first shot on pistol is always a little bit off. Maybe my dot's a little bit too big. Maybe I'm just getting a little bit overzealous. And then I settle in and they're pretty good. Dude, that was just hard, man. Like, you know, your chest is getting compressed. Just hard. Workout is complete. Shooting a 300 was a whole different animal than getting after 25. Really required me to kind of hone in, establish my breath and put it on target. These type of workouts are just straight badass because they require me to test myself in different ways than I hadn't for decades. An example is you come off burpees, you go into those thrusters, you boom. Now, hey, can you get on a target that's 300 yards away and looking through a narrow little optic? So I absolutely loved it. I'm gonna take a few more shots, hone in a little bit, and then boom, get ready for the tactical games. Come up this weekend. Been putting in the work. Now it's time to kind of stop talking about it and just go show up. Well, that's all she wrote. What a day. What a day. Some days we go a little bit harder than others. Today was one of those days, man. We went a little bit harder than others. Some weightlifting, some jiu-jitsu, some shooting. Makes me grateful, you know? And I appreciate anybody who watches this video, to be honest, because you guys are the ones that allow me to do this as a lifestyle. And it's I don't take it for granted, right? That I get to do what I love for a living, which is, you know, train hard. I get to share that with other people and hopefully inspire you guys to do the same. So today was a day we trained hard. Now it's time to go take Caden to baseball. Normally I work out when I'm at Caden's baseball, but I don't think I'm gonna work out today. I feel pretty good already. Great day of training today, taking Caden to baseball. You know, I do these competitions, I don't do them for the kids. Like I do them for me. But as a byproduct, by doing them, it makes me show up better for my family every single day because I have these goals that I'm setting out to achieve. And so find those goals, train hard for them, compete, and throughout the entire process, you're gonna improve, and not only in your skills, but just the way you show up for everybody else around you. And that's what I'm here for.